Well, welcome back, folks. Today you catch me on a nice little country walk, which is what I'm going to take you through in your mind. In your mind, we're going to go on a little walk of your mind. That's what we're going to do. So, if you're new to the channel, then well, you're in for a surprise. If you're one of my regulars and coming back, you'll know the format. So, let's just kick off the bat here, rather than me talk about what I'm going to do. Let's just actually do it. Let's do it, folks. So I'm going to first talk about how to ground you. So there's plenty of context for all of the stuff that we're going to talk about today. This is like an action video. For people that know my content, this is for you. If you don't, well, just go with the flow. And if you're interested, we'll either ask questions or explore the channel because it's all there, folks. It's all there. So like with anything energy we're going to do, we're going to start by grounding ourselves. So I want you now to get comfortable, upright spine if you can, feet flat on the ground if you can. If not, it doesn't matter. That's just an optimal place to start. You're going to slow down your breathing, and you're going to imagine a ball of light at the center of the earth and a cord coming up and connecting with the base of your spine. Now, one of the things I talk about a lot is that energy follows thought. So I'm going to set you an intention for the video. You can set your own intention, but if you can't think of your own intention now, here's my intention for you. That anything now that comes up that you start thinking of is stuff that you either really need to do, you really need to deal with, or you need to be heightened aware of. So if you've got a journal, get it and start taking notes. If not, pay particular attention to the stuff that's coming up because it is happening for a reason. And not only that, we've talked about energy follows thought. So if you could have something by the end of this video, what would it be? Would it be insight? Would it be more happiness? Would it be more calm? Would it be more relaxation? Set yourself an intention for this video, because what you intend is going to help to amplify or to get there, because energy follows thought, folks. What you think about, you energize. And this is an important part because so many people, they only think about problems or things that could go wrong, especially empaths, healers, and light workers. We worry about everything for everyone else. This video is to empower you. And I want you to think of something positive right now that you're going to get by the end of this video. And you don't have to believe that that's possible, but because energy follows thought, you're going to now set your awareness to attract it. What we put out, we attract. So with energy work, with our thoughts, it's like a boomerang. We throw a boomerang. Now, if you're feeling negative or putting out negative stuff to other people, that would generally come back and smack you on the back of the head when you least expect it, usually by someone else. The universe works in mysterious ways, my friends. So if you put out malicious thoughts to other people, you tend to get that coming back at you. If you put out positive stuff, then that tends to come back to you. Now, you'll probably say, I put out positive all the time and or only negative comes back. That thought, that belief is the killer. We'll talk about beliefs in a different video, but for now, this is just an introduction to energy. It's an introduction to your thoughts as things, as how it influences your world, how it influences your life, and how it reflects in everything that you do. So you're going to set your intention, you're going to set your thoughts, you're going to propel yourself in a more positive direction. So what do you want more of? Start with that. And here's another thing. For most healers, empaths, light workers, I ask them what they want, especially when they're in a stuck place. And all they do is keep telling me what they don't want, what they've had enough of. Think about what you want more of. Is it more freedom? Is it more happiness? Is it more connection? Is it more flow? Is it more guidance with your life purpose? Or is it more fun? Whatever it is, just think about it now. Just take a minute. Think about it. Even as I'm talking, you can change what it is you're looking for. If you think, oh, yes, that would be good, think about it. Allow yourself to think about the stuff that you want more of. So, a lot of healers, especially me, I was very guilty of this, have some sort of persecution complex that we're not worth it or don't deserve certain things. So a big part of this process is giving yourself permission to have a happier, a healthier, a better, a more fun life. Whatever it is that you want, give yourself permission. Ultimately, be your best friend and know that you deserve whatever it is that you're putting out there. Just set that as your intention. Set it on our little walk, on our little journey, on our little exploration of how to train your mind to think more positively, to attract more positive things, and to be in a more positive space. Now, I can tell you for certain that I've spent more than my fair share of time not being positive, and a lot of it is reminder. And in the NHS, we had a maxim that one day you're a student, you don't know anything. The next day, someone teaches you something, and that's how you know how to do it. And the day after that, you teach it, and that's how you achieve mastery in 3 days. Teach it or learn it, teach it. So the reason that I teach you this stuff is for two reasons. One, it's a constant reminder to me to do it. And secondly, it holds me to a higher level of accountability than I've been at before. So I put myself in the firing line to be more accountable. And the more accountable, the more people you tell that this is what you're doing, the more likely you are to achieve it, because you've then gone from the person that's learned this stuff to the teacher. And it's a very fine line, folks. It really is. You know, as parents, you become the teacher, but are you really qualified in the stuff that you're teaching? Well, your kids can be the judge of that. So the point being, allow yourself to achieve something more positive. Set your intention. Your intention is everything. Put out, you're more likely to attract back. So it doesn't mean that just because for a few minutes you're putting out positive stuff, that only positive stuff is going to come back in your world. You know, that's not one of the caveats. This is about stacking the deck in your favor. So know what you want more of. What do you want more of? So that's step one. What we're going to do now is you're going to take time by deepening your breathing to get insight. What would you need to do? What can you do now that would give you a little bit of inroad towards what you're achieving? What could you do to stack the deck in your favor? So if you're looking for example, more positivity in your life, then start by giving more positivity, being more positive, reaching out to people with a positive message. One of the most powerful exercises I know, and this one's yours for free, folks. When I hit a low point, I tend to think of 5 people that I haven't necessarily been in contact much lately. And I send them all a positive message. And I tell them, you know, thank you for being positive in my life. Thank you for being my friend. I just want you to know that I'm really, truly grateful to you. And I never want you to forget that. And just sending out those messages, sending out that vibe, just sending this out creates a positive ripple. And what you might find, you probably will find, is when they start messaging you back, then it starts compounding, it starts amplifying. So that is how we work with energy. Put out what you want more of to come back. And as healers, empaths, and light workers, it's easy along the journey to have been putting all of that out, all this positivity for so long to think, oh, it doesn't work. You know, I'm sick of it. And I always end up blah, blah, blah. These are self-defeating beliefs which will kick in and send you in a death spiral, folks. So if you're here and you're still watching this video, you know that you need this. This has been energized for you to put you on a slightly more positive track. Allow yourself to think more positive things. whatever it is. Is it a holiday that you want? Is it to get out of the job? Is it to get out of the relationship? Is it for happiness? Is it to find a great relationship? Is it to have more fun in your world? Is it to do something a little bit exciting that you wouldn't normally do? Is it to meet up with someone that you've not found the time for? And a really, really powerful exercise, if you're brave enough to do this one, folks, if somebody told you you only had 24 hours to live, what would you do then? That's a really powerful one. And even as I'm telling it to you, it's got me thinking, what would I do? Well, I definitely record this video so that I could leave this behind as a toolkit for you, for healers, for empaths, for light workers, if they ever got stuck. That something is left behind to give you a pathway to a better life. And that's part of my legacy, folks. Recording these videos is part of my legacy because we're all going to be dead eventually. It's the only guarantee of life. Oh, that's not very positive, Adam. We hoped that you weren't going to talk about that today. Well, as someone that's dealt with death for a lot of my life, especially in my 20s when I was young, like my 20s and 30s, I was dealing with death every day. And people never prepare for this properly, folks. There's interesting stuff around that when asked sort of craziness, now I'll probably misquote it terribly, but the Dalai Lama said that, human beings are the biggest paradox or the most messed up because we live life like we're not going to die, and then we die having never lived. We spend so much time worrying about the past and future that we forget to live in the present. And that's where I want you to be right now, in the present. Today, this moment is the youngest you'll ever be for the rest of your life. It's probably the fittest and healthiest that you'll be for the rest of your life. Not necessarily true on that one, but for a lot of you, this is the day. If you only had 24 hours to live, what would stop being an issue and what would start being a major issue? Take time and think about that, folks, because that question can change your world. It can change your life. Because there's always a point when I used to work with people who were facing death, they realize that they've spent so much time sweating the small stuff, worrying about stuff that wasn't really that important, creating a future that was never going to happen, worrying about stuff that never actually transpired, and not living, not being truly present. So what can you do? What would you do if you only had 24 hours to live? Now, if you're doing this properly, if you're really embracing this exercise, this has the potential to completely rock your world, properly rock it. You might not want to face it. It might be too overwhelming to even consider that question right now. But the reason that people who've had a near-death experience have such a profound awakening is because they get this realization that life is finite. You don't know how long you've got left. And all of the stuff that you've been putting off that's really important, well, there's no time like the present. So there you go, folks. You'd no idea we were going to go to such a profound space in this video. Probably weren't prepared for it. But if you're starting to get insights now, then your world will start to change. And this little journey into nature, a little walk on the public right-of-way can take you to a place which you didn't even know existed. So, folks, I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to get your insights on this. If you're really brave, you'll put stuff out there, because sharing it in the same way that I'm sharing these videos makes you more accountable. It's easy to think, oh, yes, I'd love to do that, and then change your mind and not do it. Accountability comes from just putting stuff out there. Tell your friends, add to the comments, tell me what you're going to do. What's going to change? What has to change? What's different? What feels different now? Where is your focus? What are your thoughts leading towards? What positive aspect can you achieve by focusing on it? And it really is that simple, folks. Staying in this zone is the hard part. Coming to the realization is the starting block. You still have to run the race. That's your department, folks. I can give you the starting gun, which is this video, to refocus you, to get you started on a journey that could take you on a better place, but you have to run the race. And part of the race, staying on track, is subscribing to this channel, getting my little regular updates for as long as I'm alive. Could be dead tomorrow, folks. It's part of life. We never know. We never know when our day will come. But as long as I am alive, folks, I will help to guide you to a better place. I will help to bring you content, to raise your awareness and to make your life better, and to help you navigate the more difficult and darker times in your life. So there you go, folks. Hopefully we've addressed all of that dark stuff and we can go back to slightly lighter tone and slightly lighter energy now. So hopefully you have enjoyed this little magical mystery tour of your mind. Hopefully you're getting profound awareness, and hopefully that this has just started something that could take you into a massively better place. Now, if you do have a journal, go and start writing. It's a great way to get insights on where you're heading now. If you've got any comments, questions, please do share them. And I look forward to catching you on your little journey in the next video.